I will discuss passing parameters to and from procedures. And that is how can we pass parameters or data to a procedure, and how can we connect outputs or data generated by the procedure uh, to the main program from the procedure. So we will explain this by using a simple program. The program is for checking whether the given number is even or odd. We will write a procedure to decide whether the given number is even or odd. To pass the parameter to the procedure, we have four methods. The first one using general memory, the second one using registers, third one using pointers, that is keeping pointers in registers and pass to the procedure, and last one is using stack. We will explain these methods one by one using the program to check whether the given number is even or odd. We will see the first method, that is passing the parameter via memory. See the data segment. You can see the variable named data whose value is 35. Our task is check whether the number 35 is even or odd. Then how can we pass this 35 to the procedure? We use the first method, that is by using the general memory. Let us see the procedure. Name of the procedure is check even odd. This is a near procedure. Near procedure means it is written in the same code segment. Inside the procedure, it collect the parameter using the variable name. The content of the variable data is moved to CL register and apply ROR instruction on CL register. When the carry is set, it will be odd number. If carry flag reset, it is even number. So inside the procedure, it reverses the variable name. So this is a drawback of this method. That is, a procedure has to refer the data by the name. So it's a drawback of this method. The method of passing parameter using general memory. And see the code segment. We will call the procedure inside the code segment, and after that we will be terminating the program, and we use a macro to print the message. We are calling this macro inside our procedure to print the number is even or the number is odd. And, let us explain the second method using the same procedure, that is passing the parameter via a register. Here we didn't declare the data here in the data segment. We show that we keep the number in a register before calling the procedure. Then inside the procedure it access the same register. We have kept the number in CL register and procedure apply the ROR instruction on this CL register. Here we can avoid referring a name inside the procedure. Next, let us see the third method, that is by keeping a pointer inside a register, and inside the procedure it is accessing the data using that pointer. See here, inside the data segment we declared a variable and its value is initialized 35, decimal number 35, and inside the code segment, before calling the procedure, we have moved the offset of the variable into SI register. After this instruction, SI register points to the variable data, the variable named data, or the SI register contains a pointer to the data. So after making this arrangement, we are calling this procedure. See what is inside the procedure. Inside the procedure, it uses the pointer stored in SI register. So before applying the ROR instruction, the number is moved to CL register by using the pointer stored in SI register. Its meaning is move the content or the location pointed by SI register to CL. So after that, it applies the ROR instruction on CL register. So inside the code segment, it called the procedure after making a pointer in SI or DI register. Let us discuss the last method, passing parameters using stack. So in the program, we will declare a stack. So this declaration we have already learned. Then in the data segment, we have two messages. See the change in assume statement. CS colon my code, DS colon comma, DS colon my data, comma, SS colon my stack. This is a new entry. We are telling the assembler that we have a segment named my stack and it should be used as the stack segment of this program. Then apart from the initialization of data segment register, we have to initialize stack segment register also. Move AX comma my stack, move SS comma AX. That is first moving the address of my stack to AX register, then move that address to SS register. As we can't move an immediate value to any of these post segment registers. So first we move it to some register, then from that register we are moving the value to segment register. Then before calling the procedure, before calling the procedure, we will push the data into the stack. 30 is the number, that is our data, the decimal number. We want to check whether 30 is even or odd. So we will keep the number 30 in DX register. DH part, higher 8 part will carry 0 and the lower 8 bit part will carry the value 30. Then we will push the register DH. So after pushing this register DX, this will be the picture of the stack. See, we have discussed an example. The stack segment starts at 70000H and 40 words, that is 80 bytes in stack area. The same picture we are using. LEA SP comma top will keep the value 0050 in SP, that is the stack pointer points to this location, and this is the stack area. At that time we are pushing DX. So DH, the higher 8-bit portion will move to the higher address location and lower 8-bit part will move to the lower address location, and SP will be decremented by 2. So 7004 is the address of this location and SP will be carrying the value 004E. So after this we are calling this procedure. So after executing this procedure, it has to come back to the main program for executing the statements to terminate the program. For that, it should store the IP register content in stack before switching the control to the procedure. So on this call check even odd, this procedure, the picture of the stack will be like this. The call instruction push the IP content, the higher 8-bit portion of the IP to the higher address location and a lower 8-bit part of this IP register to the lower address location. The SP will be carrying the value 004C. There is no change in SS content. This will be the picture after these two instructions, push DX and call check even odd. See, our data is in these locations. DH content stored here, DL content stored in this location is 004E. Our number is 30. It is here. The DL, it was in DL, so it is in this location. So see, remember the stack grows from higher address to lower address. So our data is inside this IP content. Okay, so if we pop, we will never get this data. If we apply the pop instruction, we will never get this data because it is under this data. So actually our data is buried here in the stack. Okay, so then how can we get our data back without affecting this? stack contents, because the program has to return from this procedure. Okay, so we can't alter the stack content. So without altering the stack content, how can we access the data? That is the question here. Yes, now so remember SP is carrying the value 004C. So it is pointing to this location. Whatever data is in this location. Okay, how can we do this or access our data without affecting the stack content? That is the question. So let us see what is happening inside the procedure. So we pushed our data and called our procedure. Procedure is expecting the data in the stack. See the body of this procedure. So this is the procedure. So this is expecting the number in the stack. So you have learned the BP register, base pointer. It works in association with the. It can work in association with the stack segment. So we are moving this SP content to BP. Now SP and BP points to the same location. Then we are incrementing BP by 2. We are incrementing BP by 2. See, SP and BP point to the same location and we are incrementing BP by 2. So for C plus 2. SP was carrying the value 004C. Now BP also carries the value 004C. So incrementing by 2 or adding 2, it is getting the value 4C, 4D and 4E. Now BP points to this location where our data resides. So it didn't alter the stack contents. So after add BP comma 2 instruction, we are executing the instruction move CX comma content of the location pointed by BP. The effective address calculation will be SP or SS register into 16 plus BP. SS content into 16 plus BP. This is not SP, it is SS. Stack segment register. Content of stack segment register into 16 plus BP. So that location content or that word will be moved to CX register and we will do ROR instruction as usual or in the previous cases ROR on CL content and we will decide whether the number is even or odd. So in the data in the code segment we have to initialize the stack segment register, then initialize SP, then keep our data in some register and push it on the procedure. Inside the procedure, access the data without affecting the stack content or SP value. So we can use BP register, then do arrangement. Here we will be adding 2 to the BP value, then take the content and move to some register, do the remaining operations. Now let us run this program. Let us use Turbo Debugger. The program is loaded. Then doing single step Stack segment is initialized. SP also initialized. See the register list of registers. SP carry the value 0050. Now we are moving the number to DX register. For that data is only 8 bit. So DH is making 0 and DL is carrying 1E. That is number 30. Then pushing DX. So before pushing, see what is SP. It is 0050. Pushing this, now it is 4E. And we are moving to the procedure. See the change in SP. It became 004C. Now we are inside the procedure. We are moving the SP content to BP. Then now see BP, it is also 004C. Now we are incrementing it or adding 2 to that. Now BP became 4E. Then we are moving the content of the location pointed by BP to CX. CX is 0 now. So after executing this instruction, CX equal to 001E, that is CH part is 0 and CL part is 1E. That is our number is in CL. Then we are applying ROR, then printing the message according to the carry set, then returning from the procedure, then terminating the program. The number is E1, that is 1E was the number, that is number 30, it is an even number.